So with Alpha Wave 1 coming to a close, I thought now would be a good time to reflect on some of the things we have learnt by doing a top 5 series. And so that is what we're going to get into today. So without further ado, let's get into it. Hello everyone, Ragewood here, back with another Godforge video, and yes, I do own more than one shirt, but we are banging these out in preparation of the closure of the server. Now it goes without saying that a lot of this could change. This is the first alpha. Some things might be deemed too strong, some might be deemed too weak. So my thoughts may change between alpha waves, and if that is the case, I will make new videos. So this is specifically for the Alpha Wave 1. So in this video, we're going to be talking about epics. Now, epics isn't something that I've utilized too much in this alpha wave. I've used an awful lot of rares, had great fun with a lot of rares, but epics have been more niche for me. There is one that I utilised very heavily throughout, and you can probably see that. Looking just at the roster, the only one that is up the top. So the rest of these aren't going to be in any particular order, and a lot of it I've taken sort of some advice from a lot of people that I trust and know within the community who have used some of the epics more than myself. So yeah, with no particular order. So coming in first, not that I think they're the best, just the first one on the list, say there's no real particular order for some of these, is Outtro. Now, not many people I don't think have used him, but he's one of the few sort of out and out sort of heal supports. He also brings an awful lot of utility as well. So on his skill 1, he places Reflect. This stops the next debuff or non-resisted debuff to be applied on him and a random ally. His core ability heals all allies by 25% of max HP. Places Store and Sharpen, which is nothing to sort of shake a stick at. Getting the Sharpen, increasing your crit damage is great. Stalwart stops the next piece of control right here. Now, obviously, once it's used once, it drops off, but it is still very strong and definitely something that I think a lot of people forget about. His ultimate then is also really cool. Radiance is great, just reduces incoming damage, reflects a portion of the back, but also reduces divinity costs of all allies, stacking up to 3 times, and he gains 25 when a buff on an ally expires. So in the right team, you can get this moving pretty quickly, and then having an 18% reduction, almost 20%, is incredible. You're going to be getting ultimates off more regularly, and will especially allow you to snowball in some of those later fights. His passive places a ward on the lowest HP ally at the start of each round. Ward, for those who don't know, you are immune to attack damage, so the first instance of attack damage, you can help you survive. This can come in clutch, especially in some of the harder floors. As you see, I do have him fully awakened. What I don't have is the Ascension, so I haven't unlocked the passive myself right now, but you'll get that at level 3. And yeah, Outtro, as I say, is number 5, or the first one in this top 5. The next on my list is going to be 2, which is kind of cheating. I am very much aware of that. But that is going to be Mordred and Percival, and I like them both for similar reasons, and it's because of the control that they bring. So Mordred is a disruptor, and the real thing you're bringing him for is this confuse on his skill 2. Fully awakened and fully upgraded, I believe it's 100% chance, and he's placing the increased accuracy on himself. Outside of that, he places Corrupt, and if the target's already under Corrupt, he will steal a buff, which is fantastic. And then his ultimate is just an AoE damage. It inflicts more damage if they're under Confuse, and if they're under Corrupt, decreases their Divinity and Turn meter. Very nice. And if allies or if people are attacking each other, there's a 30% chance to reflect it. Bit of control in there, but and he does hit quite hard too. But say what you're bringing him for is this confused. Percival runs in a similar vein. He is not a disruptor, he is a brawler, so a bit tanky. And what's actually interesting is he scales off resistance, which I thought was kind of cool. Not something I saw initially, but also has a chance to remove a random buff. Will ignore the target's defense when attacking chaos enemies too, which is also very nice, and increase the damage inflicted by 25% if the target's HP is below 50. So again, another very similar skill 1 in removing buffs. His core places a stun, so instead of confuse, it is a stun, and he places resistance up and radiance up on himself as well, so reducing the damage coming in and increasing the damage that he's going to be doing as well, giving himself resistance is basic scaling on resistance. And if the target is aligned with chaos, increase the chance to place the stun by 25% and ignores resistance. So yeah, another really good sort of control champion. The ultimate self-cleanse, which is really cool, and then places retaliate and ward on him for attacking. So again, really good. Gains divinity when resisting buffs or debuffs. You're building him with resistance to do damage, as you can see on this one here, as well as max HP. So he's going to be a very tanky unit, very hard to kill, and yet they both fill a similar role in my opinion. And so if you get either of them, again, definitely worth investing in. Number 3 is the Hound. Now the Hound is a defender support unit, and if you have Anubis, definitely want to build him as well. But he is still good without. So what is he doing? So on his skill 1, he's attacking one enemy 2 times. Each hit has a chance to steal divinity. This is particularly good in some of the boss fights as well, including the Golden Guardian, or especially the Golden Guardian, because the Golden Guardian will one-tap you if it casts its ult before you get its health down. So having someone like the Hound in there will help you just keep that down. And if Jackal or Anubis in the team, they have a 50% chance to join the attack. This team up doesn't actually work right now, so it's hard to say how good it is, but especially in wave clear, this will be very good if you have Anubis, because Anubis will attack after him, and if Anubis gets the kill, he places Despair everywhere, so very good unit. Skill 2 places a shield on all allies by 25% of the damage inflicted, so again, just very nice, bringing a bit of support. If Jackal or Anubis on the team, there's a chance to refresh this cooldown whenever either of them are attacked. Also, when an ally is defeated, activate this ability and attack an enemy. So again, you bring some survivability, some support for the team, and yeah, once one of your dudes dies, he will retaliate with this or avenge them, and yeah, it's just a very nice ability. Now his last one is, I think, what makes him really great. Place retaliate on him for 1 turn and protect on all other allies. If Jackal or Anubis are on the team, places intercept on them as well. Also place Phoenix on this hero. Gain 60 divinity when an ally attacks, so it doesn't take long for you to get this ultimate up. Protection and retaliate work very well as well, so whenever an ally takes damage, he will take a portion of it and then retaliate, which is great, especially on boss fights, let's say, because the basic will then kick in and you'll drain the divinity, keeping it down. It makes it very good to just manage these bosses. Also gains a barrier when attacking enemies for 10% of damage inflicted, and heals him too, so he's got a lot of self-sustain as well. A very good support unit, definitely one you should be building, even if you don't have Anubis, but if you do, this doggo will help you out massively. So the last 2 then could easily both be number 1, so there's no real order to this because they're both really good in different areas. The first one here is Gilgamesh. Gilgamesh slaps. he is so good. I've seen a lot of people use him to great effect. I have play tested with him a bit. I haven't fully ascended him yet, so I know that I could be doing even more damage, which is the gross thing. But yeah, he is amazing for wave clear. He attacks one enemy, has a 20% chance to strong hit, so you do want to put a bit of accuracy on him. And the damage scales on 25% of his max HP, which is silly, as well as attack. If you put Heka on him, he does so much damage, it's actually silly. His core attacks all enemies, increases the damage inflicted by 1% for each 1% of missing HP on this hero. So the closer he is to death, the harder this hits. And his Awakening 5, the first time this hero takes fatal damage in battle, prevent it and activate this ability. 15% of his max HP there, so not quite as big as this, but the ultimate then attacks all enemies. If the target's divinity is above 50%, then increase the damage inflicted by 50%. Also places a barrier on this hero equal to 15% of this hero's max HP, and he gains 400 ability when an ally is killed. He gains an additional 800 if Enkidu dies. So I love the sort of filling into the lore here. Obviously, Enkidu is not in this Alpha Caverns experience, but you know that will be a good pairing come full launch. And then his passive, when an ally or enemy activates their ultimate ability, he will increase his as well. An incredible hero, great for wave clear content, and yeah, again, very much worth building. And I've seen a few comments saying, people saying they don't like his kit, that it's very basic, and people are allowed those thoughts. That is absolutely fine. I think it's okay just to have someone built to do damage. They don't need to do anything else, as just defying all odds and absolutely slapping. And yeah, a very, very good hero. So the last one today then is no surprise, is Beowulf. He is not so good at wave clear as Gilgamesh, but he murders bosses. He is a monster slayer. And I did a little bit of a deep dive showcasing him, which I will pin that way. So you can go watch that one if you'd like. We're not going to dive too much into it here, but he does do damage based on enemy max HP to bosses and to brawlers as well. He is incredible, and maybe not one of the first people you want to invest in, but certainly as you start hitting 90, 120, 150, he just enables so many easier clears. It's actually incredible. So yeah, between him and Gilgamesh, they are my top two epics that I think you guys should build. But this is for wave 1, so things may change, so take it with a pinch of salt. I want to just do some honourable mentions for this one. Brunhilde, I think, is very good. She places Radiance, she's got attack down too, and I like the fact that she's got like this Drexthar Blood Twin passive, while under Radiance places Blaze on people that attack her. I think that's kind of cool, and I do like it. And then Pandora. Now, she's not someone I've used too much. I've used her to get 2 stars on a couple of stages. Her kit is very cool. She steals random buffs, steals 50 divinity and turn meter, and she can place random disables, gaining divinity when debuff and disables are placed. She can transfer debuffs from herself onto the target. It's just a very cool kit, and one that if I pull her early in wave 2, I will certainly be investing more in. 2 honourable mentions at the end here. That's my top 5. Is there anyone I've missed out that you think should be on this list? Do let me know in the comments down below. Take care and look after yourselves. Work hard, but as always, play harder. And I will see you in another one soon. Cheers.